Welcome back to the Midday Reset. My name is Antoinette, and thanks for taking a break with me today. Everyday life can get stressful as we move through responsibilities and commitments, and it's nice to take a break or two. This Midday Reset is meant to serve as a mini mental vacation for your brain as you deal with it all. Let's start by clearing our space with a nice deep breath in and out. Again, in and out. Once more, in and out. I want to talk to you today about self-esteem. I gave a talk similar to this for a Mother's Day event that I participated in a couple months ago, and I'd like to reaffirm what I covered that day. I can sum up all that I think self-esteem is into 4 main points or pillars. The first one being valuing self. Next is realizing that all you need is already within you. The third one is knowing and accepting that you have flaws. And the fourth one is staying grounded. So for the first pillar of valuing self, one of the easiest ways to sum this up is in that phrase, which is to love yourself. It's very easy to say, but it's hard to accomplish. I'm willing to bet that a few of you who are listening probably work really hard for your families, but maybe not as hard for yourselves. Perhaps you won't take time for yourself in the same way that you make time for other people. Or maybe you feel guilty when you actually do step away from work or step away from your kids or your spouse, your significant other, whomever else might be taking up your time, just so that you can have some time for yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Don't expect too much because you are a work in progress. Of course, you want to have goals set for yourself and you want to set the bar at some point. But if you don't do something perfect the very first time out the gate that you've tried it, cut yourself some slack. Next, realize that all that you need is within you. It's very common to seek validation from outside sources. For women, it runs the gamut for all people, but because I am a woman and my experience stems from that, I will say that for women, I know that we turn to things like makeup, pretty clothing, fancy handbags, other cosmetic things. And what I want to say right now is that there's nothing wrong with any of that. I enjoy that. I know plenty of other women who I am friends with and who I respect who enjoy those things. There's nothing wrong with liking the pretty stuff. The thing is you have to understand that it's not what's on the outside that makes you strong. That's not what makes you influential either, nor does it cultivate your true energy. What is inside of you is what does all of those things. One practice that I enjoy for cultivating inner self is yoga. Next, know that you do have flaws. We all do. Because being perfect is a myth, and also comparison is the thief of joy. A flower does not compare itself to the other flowers surrounding it, it simply blooms. And that's really all that you have to do is simply bloom however it is that you know how. Use your talents, all of those things that you are good at, because every single one of us is good at something. Use your talents to contribute positively to the world around you. And lastly, stay grounded. Self-esteem is having a realistic sense of your strengths and abilities. Don't be full of yourself. Nobody likes that person. Instead, stay true to who you are and be proud of who you are, even your missteps. Every single mistake that you have made, along with every good choice that you have made, has brought you to this place that you're in right now. The destination is nice, but the journey is much more meaningful. Be nice to yourself on the way. And to sum up, above all else, believe in yourself. Henry Ford was once quoted as stating, "Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right." It's true. If you head into something big or important, determined that you will somehow fail, fumble, fall flat on your face, you invite the possibility of that outcome happening and thus betray yourself. If you head into a similar event with confidence, belief that you will succeed, and holding on to the truth that you are worthy, not only do you shut down the possibility of failure, but you elevate yourself to shine through your success. After all, the only ones who truly fail are those who give up. If you tried something and it didn't work out, all you've really learned is one way your objective cannot be accomplished. And that was said by Thomas Edison. Thank you so much for taking a break with me today. If you enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to share and subscribe. If you'd like to support the Midday Reset podcast, please become a patron on Patreon at patreon.com/MDR. That's patreon.com/MDR. Take care, my friends, and I will see you next time.